The Asian community had only received an invitation to send representatives to meet the president overnight, and some of them frankly admitted that they were too frightened to attend. Finally, a dozen of their leaders gathered at midday at General Amin's house, the command post as it's called, to learn their fate. Then came the diplomatic representatives of Britain, India and Pakistan. This was the first time that our man in Uganda, Mr. Richard Slater, had been officially informed of President Amin's plans to expel the Asians. The High Commissioner did have some time alone with the President, while up on the open roof, ministers sat about with nothing to do. Even the diplomats were left waiting uncomfortably for the President to arrive, with only a smile from Uganda's roving ambassador, the former Princess Elizabeth of Toro, to brighten what must have been for them a painful situation. When President Amin finally appeared, he asked his guest to join him in a buffet lunch. By inviting everyone together in the presence of the press, he'd effectively denied any single envoy or Asian spokesman the opportunity to influence his decision. His mind was made up, his statement already in his pocket. Those who had come hoping to negotiate found themselves merely an audience. It was clear that the President was standing firm on his decision to expel as many Asians as possible. With the exception of professional men, technicians and civil servants, not only British Asians, but those of Indian and Pakistani nationality would have to go too. And even those who claimed to be Ugandan citizens would have to prove it all over again if they were to stay. The President denied that his decision was either racialist or anti-British. The mass expulsion was purely in the interests of Uganda's economy.
Actually, I took this decision for the economy of Uganda. And I must make sure that every Ugandan get a fruit of independence. Since independent, actually Uganda is not yet independent, I will say that. Even when the British handed over on the 9th of October 1962, the Uganda still not yet independent. Uganda will be independent after this, my decision, after I want to see that the whole Kampala street is not full of Indians. It must be proper black, and administration in those shops is run by the Ugandans.
Would you like to get all Asians out, really, sir?
Yes, they must go to their country.
Even nationals of Uganda?
If they want to go, they are welcome to go.
What will happen to these people if they don't go by the time they're in?
I think they will be sitting like they are sitting on the fire. I will tell you this. You just wait after 3 months.
What will you do to them?
Okay, you will see.
You said you wanted Uganda.
I think they will not sit comfortably here in Uganda. I will tell you this. I must actually tell you the truth.
Have you asked the British to take them away, sir?
That you are building transit camp for them if they are not going?
I am not responsible for building them transit camp.
But have you asked the British to take them away, sir?
Yes, it is a British High Commissioner here, his responsibility.
Yes.
I have told him.
You've said you wanted to teach Britain a lesson, President. Why is that?
And that is now lesson I am teaching the British. I am teaching now the lesson because I am correcting them from the mistake they had made. If they had think before earlier that there is African here who can even work under building the railway with instruction given to them by the British, this problem will not happen.
Isn't this going to end your friendship with Britain?
I don't mind ending. What are you giving me? What is more you are giving me? British actually deceived me last year, giving me £10 million. They never give up to now. When I had a really very critical problem of finance, up to now. Now I don't want that money again. And now they have given, I think every year, 4.5 million every year. But this, even if they withdrawn or they take it away, it will not marking time Uganda even 1 minute. I must make this clear. But the British are my best friends.
I wish I understood that.
As the interview ended, the British High Commissioner, a lonely figure as he stood surrounded by Ugandan ministers, felt he must speak.
I explained to you this morning the difficulties which my government foresees in what you were proposing this morning and what you have announced this afternoon. And I would like to make it clear that I had to reserve my government's position on the rate of admission of our Asian passport holders, UK passport holders, the responsibility for which we accept and have never denied. But the position of my government on that question, on the rate of admission, has clearly got to be reserved, and I have now got to report what you have decided and seek further instructions. And I would only like to conclude by thanking you for your friendly references to the British personally and for your hospitality.
It was an extraordinary spectacle, and in its dialogue between the British High Commissioner and President Amin, open diplomacy at its most bizarre. And despite the exemptions and exceptions he's made, the President stands firm on his decision. Within 3 months, thousands of Asians will be thrust upon Britain, whether we or they like it or not. Richard Lindley, News at 10, at the command post, Kampala.